You're listening to the Trading Bear podcast. This is episode 21, The Daily Show.
Mystery player. Position.
Forward.
Start price.
£5.83.
Current price.
£7.64.
PB.
0.
MB.
12p.
Dividend yield.
1.6%.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining again. The podcast has now hit over 2,000 downloads, so thanks once again for your great support. Let's have a look at today's news then first. And we start with a report from ESPN that states Manchester United have no plans to sign Gareth Bale, with his whopping 12 million yearly salary providing the main stumbling block. Harry Kane declares that new international teammate Callum Hudson-Odoi can play at the highest level. And the summer transfer speculation officially begins, as Chelsea have reportedly rejected the first official bid from Real Madrid for Hazard this week. When quizzed on a move to Real Madrid earlier today, Hazard told Belgian media news outlet VTM during a training camp session, "I want to shine with Chelsea for a few months and try to win the Europa League. This week I think about the Red Devils," referring to Belgium, "and then I go back to Chelsea. After that, we'll see what happens." So that's what Eden Hazard had to say about his future today, and I think this was a story that will rumble on all summer long. Let's get into today's risers and fallers. And today's first riser is Liverpool's winger from Senegal, Sadio Mane. The two-goal hero against Bayern Munich has risen 23p today to take his price to £6.65. This is largely on the back of reports linking him to a summer move to Real Madrid. Now, he'll be the first of about 50 to 60 players linked to a move to Real Madrid, but it is understood that Zidane has a very high opinion of Mane and wants to make him his first signing. I would consider it extremely unlikely that Liverpool would want to sell one of their best players, and unlike Coutinho, it doesn't look like the player would want to force through a move here. Mane's not great for PB with just the one score of over 200, but he does have what appears to be on paper the easiest Champions League fixture against Porto, and he's definitely got it in him to score 2 or more goals, as he's shown against Bayern Munich the other week. So at £6.65, for me he's slightly overpriced, but if the rumours do persist and Liverpool do make a good run of it in the Champions League as well as the league title, then he may well just about do enough to warrant that price. A good trade then if you got in before the rumours surfaced, but I wouldn't be looking to buy in now. Today's second riser is further down the price list, and he's the current centre-back partner for Sergio Ramos, and we're talking about Raphael Varane. Varane rose 41p today and now sits at £1.92, and this is all to do with a report coming from L'Equipe, the French news outlet, stating that Varane is considering a shock exit from the club. Now, whether he is generally doing this, or whether it's very much a case of his agent, similar to Ramos himself, where Ramos's agent put out that he may be interested in a move to Manchester United, when in actual fact he was just using this tactic to get a higher wage in his new contract. So does Varane generally want to move away from Real Madrid, or does he just simply want more money in his pocket? I'm 50-50 on this one. Let's have a look at today's two fallers then. And first up is everyone's favourite civilian striker, Wissam Ben Yedder. He's gone down 9p to £2.22. He struggles on the PB. He's a very much out-and-out goal poacher. Seville are out of Europe. They're in awful form. They've just sacked their manager. And if you add up all these factors, it leads to a logical drop. However, Ben Yedder is now on penalties, it appears, taking him away from Benega. And he is a very good G&A player. He often scores in bunches. And if they get a new bounce from the new manager brought in, it's certainly worth keeping an eye on Seville's fixtures and seeing how this affects their formation and their general play. For a 30-day hold, there's a lot worse than Ben Yedder. However, you may have to wait for next season now for him. So Ben Yedder, not great for PB game. Someone who is great for PB though is the recent favourite centre-back from Leverkusen, and it's Jonathan Tah. He's gone down 11p and now sits at £2.82. Now the new manager for Leverkusen likes his team to have possession, with the stats for most matches up to 70% possession for Leverkusen. This often leads to Tah passing to his teammates or his centre-back partner and racking up the passes, and hence his huge PB scores of late. However, with Football Index, you are only ever as good as your last match, and Leverkusen lost their last match 3-1 in a home defeat to Werder Bremen. Tar has now failed to win PB in the last 2 matches, and this is enough for traders to get rid. He went on the credible rise all the way up to £3, and this is just simply a price correction. We'll definitely see Tar's name up again on the winners lists, but with all PB players, you have to be patient. So Tar will be back, but for now he drops down. Let's head into your questions now then. Today's first question comes from Trevor via email, and he asks, with the summer transfer rumours beginning to start, where is the best place / most reliable place for transfer rumours? A great question this, Trevor, and the answer is certainly not the Daily Star, Lad Bible, Don Ballon, or anybody with the hashtag #InTheKnow. Luckily, there's a great website called www.thefalse9.com, and what this website does is essentially links all the media sources and sorts them into 5 tiers. Tier 5 being utter rubbish, made up on the spot stories, all the way through to Tier 1 with extremely credible sources. And if you see a rumour put out by the Tier 1 sources, you can presume there's 90-95% truth in that matter. Some example of Tier 1 sources include David Ornstein for any London club, Ben Pearce at Spurs, Gianluca Di Marzio for Serie A, James Pearce, who writes for the Echo in England for anything Liverpool related, Craig Norwood for Manchester United, and Gerard Romero for anything Barcelona related. Now these are just some of the names on the site. I recommend you head over to the site. I've included a link in the show notes and I've also put it on my Twitter page. It really is a great resource and really helps you separate those that are generally in the know and those that want to pretend that they're in the know. Today's second question comes from Martin on Twitter, and Martin wants to know, what happens if 2 players receive the same PB score on a match day? Has this ever happened before? Do they both win? So firstly, has this ever happened before? Yes, it has. Do both players win? No, they don't. And is it very frustrating if you have the player that doesn't win? Yes, it is. What actually happens here, Martin, in this case? Let's say, for example, that Neymar scored 250 points, and on the same day, Mason Greenwood made his debut, scored 5 goals, and also got 250 BB points. The PB dividend simply goes to the youngest player. So regardless how the PB points were gained, or what time the match was, it simply goes to the youngest player. So an example of Neymar Mason Greenwood, the whole PB dividend would be paid out to Mason Greenwood. If you had shares in Neymar, then you wouldn't receive anything. It's a system that I myself find infuriating. I don't see why older players should be penalised. If anything, I think if a player is older and scoring a good score, they should win it over the younger player. But it is the way of the system, it's in the rules, and that's what we have to adhere to. If you're wondering about MB, should 2 players get the same MB, so media bonus, let's say 2 players rack up a score of 1,000 MB points on the same day, then it will be the player that receives the latest published article, i.e. the article that's published closest to midnight. So if Messi's on 1,000 points at 10 PM and Pogba's on 950 at 10 PM and then gets another article to take him up to 1,000 at 11:30 that night, then Pogba would take the MB dividends and Messi would receive nothing. And that's it for this episode. You can download and subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify and Podbean. Head over to the website to send in a question, tradingbearpodcast.com. Alternatively, you can find me on Index Gain or Twitter under the name Trading Bear. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for the Mystery Player.
Mystery player. Position.
Forward.
Start price.
£5.83.
Current price.
£7.64.
PB.
0.
MB.
12p.
Dividend yield.
1.6%.
Trading Bear. Today's mystery player was Gareth Bale.